and stand in the middle of your mat, feet hip width apart. Shoulders relaxed, perhaps a few shoulder circles if you've gathered any tension in there today. Tuck the pelvis under, feet parallel, facing forwards. So find pelvic floor, that one you pull in when you need a wee. Find transverse abdominis, we tend to hollow that one down if we were putting on a tight pair of trousers. So let's pull them in, hold 10 seconds, and I just want you to just be aware of the breath. I'm just letting someone in. So I'll count down, so just be present with the breath at the same time pulling in with the core. Here we go. Pulling in. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and your slow release. So just checking in again that you just breathe normally through that. Now we're going to go in, out quite fast. So in, hold for a second, and then slow release out. So be in, hold for a second, and slow release out. Okay. Just whoever just joined on the iPhone, you might want to go mute. Sorry. Yeah, cheers.
Check. Okay.
Go. Okay, ready? So 10 of these. So pulling in and then slow release out. And go in, out, in, out, in, out, and in, out. Now just check in with the breath. In, out, 5 more in, and out, in, and out, 3, in, out, 2, in, out, and last one, and in, and out. Last time, let's go through the 10-second hold, pelvic floor, transverse abdominis, pulling in. Be present with the breath, just checking in with the breath. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and your slow release to 50%. Sorry, just letting someone else in. Okay. Holding that core then, again, just being aware of the breath, hip circles. Just soften through the knees with this as well, so you can kind of really explore the space here with your hip circles. So feel free if you want to dip forwards with the shoulders. If you've got any tight spots in the glutes and a little bit in the hips, you can kind of play around with the circles in that way. Just kind of warming up. This kind of quite hip based tonight, quite glute based, lots of stretches, some quad stretches. Going to be quite a gentle one tonight in a way. Okay, let's come back to the breath, come to center. Just take the palms facing forwards, breathing in, lift the arms over the head. Breathing out, come down through the center. Breathing in, lift, get nice and tall. Breathing out, coming down. So we're just getting present with the breath. Notice when your arms go over the head, are you still tucking your pelvis under? Are you still working with the core muscles? So just check in with the pelvic floor. Check in with on the TVA as well. Just get that opening on the chest as the palms face forwards. You're breathing in, we're going to lift. Breathing out, come down into center. 2 more. Then we're going to take this the other way around. We're going to circle around and then come back around the other way. So it's kind of opening a little bit more. Circling around and come back. Or did I do that? I went the other way around, didn't I? Did I? No, yeah, I went that way. Oh. Breathing in to get tall. Breathing out, release. Like you've just dived in a nice blue lake and then you're just pushing the water away as you swim through there. Again, checking in as the arms go through the head. Are you still pulling in on that pelvic floor? Is the pelvis still tucked under? 2 more. Okay, let's go neck, shoulder release, and then side bend. So arm out, level with your shoulder, and just place your ear down there on your shoulder. Again, we're still working with the core. Shoulder glide towards your side wall. Center it, lift the arm up over the head, side bend. Your pace. Now, if you feel like going a little bit slower into this one, you can. We're going to be here for a couple of minutes, going one side and then the other. You can support yourself on the side bend as well, hand on hip. So you don't have to do this at my pace. You might feel like you've got one particularly tight point, maybe the neck, or maybe it's more like the shoulder glide part, or you want to sit with the side bend just a little bit longer, that's fine too. Just check in with the body. What does it need? Couple more. Perhaps even spiraling heart to ceiling on that side bend. Might notice one side maybe feels a little bit different to the other. Okay, let's go to center. Gonna do our squats, but if you've got free weights and you want to put them in now, you might want to get them ready. Or put them straight in, up to you. If you want to do a couple just to warm up. One arm forwards, one arm to the side, and then just switch it. Put that into your squat, one arm forwards, one to the side. You can do that without the weights there as well. Notice if any of the either shoulders dipping up to the, hitching up towards the ear. So try and keep the shoulders kind of square. One front raise, one lateral raise. Hips going back into space. Keep an eye on the feet here. Check the feet are parallel. We're not dipping those arches. The knees aren't pronating. Squeeze the glutes on the lift. Starting to get a little bit of heat in the body. Eye gaze forwards. Good way to gauge the squat is if when you take the hips back, you've got your shoulders and your knees and your toes all in line when you're down in that squat. 3 more. Okay, take the wide squat. I always do this one, this is my favourite move. Allow the feet to turn out a little bit, perhaps a little bit of a side to side wiggle here. There's a bit of a stretch in the thigh. I've kept my weights because we're going to do the big circle in front, so holding both weights, centre it, take a really big circle. Tuck the pelvis in here, so just check you're not arching in the lower back. Breathing in, lift the arms up, breathing out lower, so be present with the breath. Stay strong now through the centre. Eye gaze forwards, try not to move the head, other way around. Two more of these. Breathing in left and breathing out to release. Okay, shoulder press. I'm going to have to show you this separately with the camera. Shoulder press looks like this, so if you want to just have a go with that. Without the weights, if you want, you can do it. Just think about getting nice and tall, but notice, like if you're doing it, particularly without the weights, you're not wiggling your head. So as you do this, try and keep your shoulders down and your head nice and still. So think about some form here. Thinking about the length at the back of the neck, so you're not kind of taking the chin forwards. Then think about the pelvis, so tuck that pelvis under so you're not arching in the lower back. So that's your shoulder press, and we're going to do just a nice simple calf stretch with that. So you're just going to take a nice stride, bending into the front knee, push down through the back heel. I've got a calf walk circuit coming up, so I just want to warm up calves ever so slightly before we go into that. So I'm in shoulder press. I'm just doing a bit of shoulder press here, about 8, and then we'll swap the arms, legs over. Focus there on pushing down through that back heel and that head being nice and still on the shoulder press. That engagement with the core, you've got a bit of pelvic floor going on here. And then just swap the legs over. Just bending into that front knee, pushing down through the back heel, just taking a nice easy stride, gently warming up, working into calf muscles. Try not to lean back, and over here in shoulder press. Try not to lean back here in calf stretch. Okay, weights down, single leg exercise then now. So your choice on this, you can do lunges, deadlifts, dips on a step, or you could do the single leg chair squats. It's going to be 2 lots of 10 on each leg. If you're on chair squats, you might just do 1 set because that takes a little bit longer. I'll quickly demo through all of them, so if you're not sure, you've got that there as well. So you've got dips, quite useful if you've got the stairs nearby. Or like this, I've got a poofy. So that's your dips. All of these, you're thinking about controlling the knees. They're all strengthening knees. And as you lift out of the move, squeeze those glutes, send those hips forwards and up. So that's your chair squats, particularly good if you're rehabbing any knee injuries or runners. Your single leg dip's a bit of a key move actually. Chair squats, another key one for knee rehab. You're sitting on a chair. If you're on a sofa, I would put a cushion down just so you're not too low. If you're too low on this move, it can be quite demanding. You're almost sitting and then you're pressing up through. You'll find that it's quite hard on balance, so you might want to support yourself. It's a good core move, that one as well. You can really feel you have to engage the core on the balance. Sending the sort of lead with the chest and the shoulders as well. Keep an eye on the feet here as well. So keep an eye on the arches underneath the feet. Are they dropping? That will cause the knee to pronate. Big toe as well. Make sure you're using that big toe there on the balance. Deadlift, if anyone's bored of one exercise and wants to do a different one. Deadlift, and also you could put your weights into deadlift, so one leg goes back. Soften the standing knee, so you're not hyperextending. I've just seen people coming back in. I'm actually going to do something different today. I saw Chris going into that downward dog. I caught you on this one. We're actually going to go jazz. We'll all meet in a jazz walk. If you're coming back in, you've done your sets. I'm going to do a calf walk circuit. So just start jazz walking, working through the feet. Perhaps go a little bit backwards because we are going to go backwards in our calf walk circuit today as well. So just start warming up kind of calves, lower leg. This can be quite good barefoot as well, so I'm actually going to take my socks off. Okay, so you want the length of your mat. We're going to go forwards and then we're going to go back. So the first thing you're going to do is just lift up your heels, engage your core muscles, and then roll towards your little toes, and then just walk forwards. So the heels are lifted. You're almost lifting up your big toe as well. So it's really tempting to look down, but you might start by looking down, but then just see if you can look forwards. Then see if you can take it backwards. So this is going to be stretching kind of all the lower leg. Then the next one, heels are lifted, but this time roll inwards, internally, on towards your big toe. So your little toes are lifted. And then walk forwards. And again, you might look down, but then see if you can gradually look forwards once you've got your balance, and then see if you can take that backwards. You might notice little stretches up through the hips on that one as well. So the next one, see if you can roll back towards your heels, watch your balance, lift up all your toes, and then walk. It's a bit like a penguin. And you might notice this in your glutes. You might feel like the ground's coming up to your glutes almost. You might also feel your, your lower leg shin kind of engage, and then again try it backwards. So the next one, like the whole foot, roll it to the outside. Roll the whole foot round. So not just the heels. We've got heels down. Roll the feet round. Does it help if I come closer? So roll it so your big toes off the floor and the arch is off the floor. Then walk. So your big toe is off the mat. You're really working the arch part of your feet. And again, thinking about where you're looking, perhaps start to lift. Think about the posture looking forwards. You might find you have to work with your core for your balance here as well. So then we'll just swap that over. So we'll go inside. So we roll the feet inside. And obviously I would never normally suggest rotating the knees in like this. But this is stretching for the hips. So you're lifting up your little toes. You've rolled the feet inside. Just try to stay tall on this. So if you think about tucking under the pelvis, engaging the core, staying tall, you'll find these super stretches around through the hips when you do this one. Okay, the last one, this one's quite hard. You're going to scrunch up all your toes and try and move forwards. Scrunch up all your toes. And so you kind of end up jumping like a little rabbit. But that's fine. It's actually quite hard, so don't worry if you feel like you're not getting anywhere. It's a tricky one, but scrunching up the toes. We can't really do that one backwards. Okay, now let's all go down, downward dogs. So find your way down, jazz walk, so just stretch out now. Stretch out the calf muscles after doing that circuit. Spread the fingers, spiral biceps towards each other. Slowly, one heel and then the other. Think about that stretch there on the back, on the spine and the backs of the shoulders. So if you feel like you're not quite getting into that nice straight line, just soften and bend the knees. And this is what I said earlier about if you've got blocks. Sometimes the blocks can be useful on a downward dog. Just to put under your heels. So if you've got particularly tight hamstrings in there, have a little go with a book, a block, a lift of some kind on the heels, and see how that creates a different shape for the spine and the shoulders to get your stretch in there. So a bit of a flow coming out of dog here. You're going to step forwards with your right leg. Take a nice big giant stride, framing the foot with your hands. You're lifting yourself up to high lunge. Lift your arms up over your head. Send some length there down through that left leg. Then you're just going to turn left foot to your side of your mat. Warrior, and I've cut my head off on the frame. Warrior 2, arms out to the sides. And you can look side to side, quite nice stretch for the neck. So here you should feel the stretch here, going down, kind of the inside of the leg. Thinking about sucking up the mat with your feet, a bit like you did on the calf walk circuit. Think about kind of almost screwing up toes, but like this idea of taking the energy up from the mat. Then straightening left leg, We're going to go to triangles, but again, if you've got blocks or anything, you can put them in, they're quite useful. So you can take elbow onto your thigh, other arm lift, so left arm up to the sky. Or, this is when the blocks are useful, you can, maybe I'll do it like that so it's easier to see. You can play with lifting the ground up slightly. The reason why I'm just introducing you to blocks, I'm not sponsored by the way, it's only because you can push into them so you can get more rotation on your twists. It's not the same sometimes pushing into the body. Okay, coming back to face the short edge of the mat. Bring that left foot forwards, cross the legs. Reach up, breathing in, breathing out, sweep down, forward fold. Chin to chest. Feel a bit of an IT band stretch in there. So step back towards your downward dog, jazz walk. Maybe one side, one leg feels a little bit different, a little bit more space than the other, and then step forwards with your left leg to that high lunge. Sinking the hips down, lift the arms up, get that length through the front of that right leg. It's also a nice little balance, high lunge. Bring the eye gaze forwards. Then ready to turn the right foot to the side. I'm going to just spin this so I can see you guys. Right foot to the side, sink down, warriors twos. See if I can get my head in the shot. Think about this as a chest stretch here as well. So just notice where your wrists are. Your wrists kind of sitting over your ankles. See if you can really work into the chest stretch. You can look side to side, work with the neck. Again, think about those feet that we've just worked in that calf circuit, just almost like they're sucking up the mat like little hoovers. I don't think you can actually hoover a mat properly because it might just get so stuck in the hoover. Never tried it. Triangles, straightening left leg. So this is your hamstring stretch. Again, I can put in the block or you can put in a bits of furniture or just to get into that rotation, or elbow down towards the knee. Arm up to the ceiling. Work into this chest stretch, this rotation that you've put in, it's a twist. Also stretch here, so this lower back is getting a nice stretch. You've got your hamstring stretch. Just being present with the breath. Then just stepping forwards, cross right leg in front of the left. Reach the arms up. Breathing out, chin goes down towards chest. You can soften this front knee, forward fold. IT band stretch. Then come down, downward dog last time, jazz walk. How does it feel now? Has the body just created a little bit more space? A little bit more of a stretch. Let's bring it down onto all fours. Again, we're going to work with a little bit of a combo. We're going to do one side and then I'll switch, we'll put it on the other side. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Perhaps a little pelvic tilt if you've got any stiffness there in lower back. Then just check in, find the core. So find pelvic floor, find that TVA. So it's going to be movement in the hips here. So you're allowing them to maybe tilt, kind of wiggle side to side if they need it. It's knee towards elbow, extend. So we're working on the left first, if that's okay with everyone, and then I'll go to right. So this is working into the hip. Your amount of extension, okay? So you don't need to go super high here, but feel the glute working as you work into your lift. You're allowing the hip to kind of tilt, almost sit open a little bit. As here, we're not kind of square to the mat, we're allowing the opening here. I've got a nice plant. Tickling my feet. Keep engaging with the core so you're not kind of pelvic tilting as you extend. Just one more of these. Then leg is going to go out to the side. I'm just going to shift around so you can see what I'm doing here. Gate pose. And on this one, just start kind of tilting forwards and back. So just, again, we're working with hips here. Also strengthening kind of shoulders as you kind of move the weight forwards, wrists. So a bit different on this one. Bending this left leg. See if you can do a little hip circle. So remember we started with those hip circles, right? Kind of one of my first moves. It doesn't. It feels difficult. It's not. You're not gonna rotate loads in here. You're not doing big full moon circles. It's just small little work into any tightness. Take it the other way around. Keeping that knee bent. So coming back to the mat, extend through that back leg. Push kind of back through the heel. Keep your toes on the mat. Just get some length through that leg. Then go into your left. And then just cross it over off the other side of the mat. So you've just lifted it up and over like a little rainbow. Cross it over. And then just see if you can take the right hand and extend and take it over towards the left corner of the mat. So we're putting in this really super long stretch. You're reaching your right hand forwards. Your left leg is going across the right and reaching back. Then drop the left knee so you've crossed. And then just come down to puppy dog in that position with that right arm reaching forwards. So you've got your legs crossed and you're there in puppy dog. Big stretch on that kind of right side of the shoulder and stretch there on hips and glutes. Gently unravel. Come back to the center. We'll do those on the other side. I'm going to spin it so that I can demo. So we started with the knee to elbow extensions. So just start rinsing out any of that tightness there in the hips. Allowing the hips to open towards the side here. We're not kind of square to the mat. Breathing out as you extend. Find the core here. Find pelvic floor, find TVA. Feel the work in the glutes. I can really feel my glute working here. Try not to look back at your leg. It's really tempting. Try and keep the eye gaze to the front of the mat. 2 more. Then that leg goes to the side, ready to find what would be normally a gate pose. We're just working kind of down to the mat. Going forwards and back. As far as you feel comfortable, really. You know, some people might go all the way down here, you know. That's completely up to you how you feel. Then bending in that long leg on the right and finding those circles with the hips. So any kind of knee things as well, you can always grab a cushion, put that under the knee. See if that helps. And then the other way around. Again, we're just exploring kind of any tight spots in these hips. Bringing the leg in, ready to do that extension part. So just get the kind of heel Pressing back, the feet, the toes tucked under. Engage the core, squeeze the glutes. Then work into your lift up. Rainbow that leg over to the other side. Getting ready for some twisting. Then that left leg going across towards that right side. Left arm, left leg. Left arm reaching over. And then when you're ready, put the knees down. Start sinking, but keeping the hips up for puppy dogs with legs crossed. So you're getting those glute stretches. Stretching through that left arm. Feel that stretch there on the left side body. Okay, nice. Hope everyone's still with me. Some new stuff. Okay, let's come down onto our fronts. Normally I do Sphinx and I go elbows underneath your shoulders. But I'm going to show on a bit of a diagonal today. Today I'm going to say to go nice and wide with the arms. So I'm just going to work a bit more on a diagonal. Otherwise I haven't got the space. So you're going to go out with your arms, a bit like a T shape, but then go up onto your fingertips. But then I want you to do this, so elbows tucking in. So you could have elbows up like that, but then bring your elbows in and then go into a lift on Sphinx. So slightly different. And then just start to work into that heart lift, looking forwards. Hips go down. Chest lifts, but your shoulders, get your shoulders down. Yeah. So that you're almost sending your inner part of your elbows forwards. You know, that would be different. Try and send it all down, shoulders down. Into that lift. And then lower. We'll try that one again and into your lift. And did you notice that I brought my hands slightly closer so I could get a little bit higher? Hopefully you've got the abdominal stretch in there. And releasing down. Arms by your sides, bending both knees. Windscreen wipers. So just taking the heels over to one side and then the other side. Notice how this feels in the spine. Maybe you can feel this. I notice it either side of the spine, kind of supporting the muscles there, trying to support the lower back when we twist. You can take this nice and slow. From there then, slightly different way into quads. So see if you can reach through the middle. So through the middle towards your heels. Quad stretch. And then just hold here. I'm not going to go tilted bar, I'm just going to say quad stretch, hold. But I'm going to allow you, if you want to take your knees wider. If that's too much, I can see somebody, yeah, I can see somebody got frustrated there. Okay, you can always just go one leg as well. And if you're not grabbing hold, put in a lift and see if that helps. As in go up onto your elbow. Otherwise you might just be noticing here, if you're in that position, you might be noticing the quads starting to let go. Send the hips down. Just try and release here. Also neck stretch if you look side to side and you take a stretch there. Okay, and release, go swan dives in, so cactus the arms. Breathing out, lift head and shoulders. Breathing in lower. Kept this one just really simple. I know we do this one every week, but I think it's an essential one. If you want, lifting up the arms as well now, and you could put in your extensions. I sometimes feel there's no other way of reinventing this one as well. So if you could just do 4 really good ones, whichever version that you're in. Crown of head in line with the spine, eye gaze staying down. Breathing out into the extension. Release. Onto elbows then. You're going to take your knees as wide as the mats. And then looking forwards, but send your shoulders down. Like this is a version of cat to cow here. So we're just taking a hip stretch, but also think about the back. You can start drifting the chest forwards. Think about when we do upward cat to cow. And then you could round through here into cat. Chin to chest. And then again. You could look up, drift the chest forwards. It's a little bit more intense than what we normally do on the hands. Chin to chest. Round through the back. And also you're getting your hip stretch in there, last one. Okay, from here then, front planks. So you've got your elbows down, engage the core. If you need a rest, just take a rest for a moment. Otherwise, you're with me and we'll go for about 30 seconds. Option 2 is legs straight, option 1 knees down. Engage the core. Pelvic floor, TVA. Be present with the breath. Crown of head in line with spine. Ten seconds, let's keep it going. Twenty seconds, keep it going, keep squeezing. Okay, coming down, having a rest. Same again, or if you want, I'm going to give the option low plank to high plank. Here we go then. And then we're going to do that 8 times if you're on the lift and lower. So it's going to be lifting up, so this is more on shoulder strength, and lowering down. Pushing up. So if you can do 8 of them. If that's too much on your shoulders and you don't just want to hold plank, you could do push-ups against a bit of furniture. Push-ups against the wall. So this will be about the same amount of time, another 30 seconds. Hold or lift and lower 8 times. Okay, coming out from there, have a little rest. Last one, I know I'm doing quite a lot of planks here. The next one we're going to do is we're going to go from the front plank, and your choice, you can choose here, low plank or high plank. And then you're going to go to the side, so it'll be to the side. And then it's going to be tree, star, and then twist. So it's going to be that, and then you come to the center again, you go to the other side. So if you're on high plank, so if your choice is high plank on this one, you go to the side, you have tree, star, and twist. And then you come back to the front. Okay, should we try? Yay! Okay, I'll try on both layers so you can see. Okay, so you've got your front plank to the side. Tree, star, and twist. Back to center. Other side. Tree, star, and twist. You're in the center. I'm going to go half a plank this time. To the side. tree, star, and twist. Center, other side, tree, star, and twist. One more on each side, does that sound okay? Tree, star, and twist. Center. Last time. Tree, star, and twist. Okay, let's rest in child's pose, so sit back to your heels. Forehead down to the mat. 5 deep yogic breaths, and the breath down towards the lower back, expand. Breathe in as much air as you can, lift it up through the spine, all the way towards the ground, forehead. Just trying to stay present with that breath. Okay, how are we doing on time? Am I doing okay? Running out of time? Oh. Okay, let's go pick a side. We'll go to clowns. If you want, you can put your loop bands in. Just adjust that. Get yourselves ready, bend your knees. Almost like you're going to fall forwards, get your hand underneath your ear. Nice little neck stretch, lift and lowers. Notice where the core's at. So sometimes we go on our side, we lose that core. So just pulling in. A little bit of tension in the feet, thinking about the calf walk circuit and that stretching we've done, and just keeping a little bit there in the feet. And just hand there just to check you're not opening there on the hips. It's not like we did with the Superman on all fours when I said open the hips. So just try and keep almost the hips almost facing slightly diagonally down. Starting to notice that there, glute med, especially if you've got bands in. Okay. A couple more. Extending both legs in. We need to be near the front of the mat because we're going to roll onto our backs for a sit-up roll-up. So lift top leg, lift bottom leg. See if you can lift the rib cage. Lift the arm up. And as you lift the arm up, just see if you can get a little bit more height out of the rib cage, a bit more extension. And then release that down onto your back, bend knees. Then hands, if you're struggling here, just grab behind the thighs. See if you can bring yourself up. And then slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, we're coming down. 3 more. Your time with this one as well, if you're on a different pace. No stress. Chin to chest. Lift and then lower it. Get that final little bit of a lift in the rib cage on the end of that double leg lift. Last one, and then we'll head to the other side. Notice when you're coming up towards your knees don't pronate in. So just you can use the bands, so I kind of left the bands in there a little bit. It's quite useful. Okay, other side. Find your clown position, almost like you're falling forwards. Lift and lowers. Again, just checking in with the core. And the hip, check that we're not opening there with the hip. A little bit of tension in the feet. I think I've been waiting to do Pilates all day. Oh, I'm starting to feel human again. I was very stiff. Couple more of these. Try not to look down at the knees. I know it's tempting. Try and look forwards if you can. Straightening the legs, then you need to be near the front of the edge, ready to roll over. Lift top leg, lift bottom leg. Rib cage, arm up. Get that little bit of that extra lift in there. Then release, roll onto your back, chin to chest, bend the knees. Is it getting easier now as you're coming up? And then again, 3 more. So also, I'm going to put in this option if you've got your free weight and you're struggling to get up. Put your weight in because your weight helps. You can hold your weight just in front and roll it down. So anyone that wants another little weigh in, getting that extra bit of a lift. Also, another way is just to straighten one leg, hold on to the back of the leg. So you're just getting that little bit more of a help into the lift. So I think everyone's just about coming onto the end of that one. Coming out of the bands, the loop bands. Onto back sim. Arms up to the ceiling, bend the knees. Opposite arm, opposite knee. Drop to the side center. Nice little pelvic stability exercise just to warm us up for the 100. Maybe if you can't see from that angle, it's going to look like this. Knee to the side, center. Knee to the side, center. So the knee might not go all the way down to the floor. We're not opening there in the hips, we're keeping the pelvis still. Just imagine you've got a glass of water there, sat on the lower part of your tummy, and you're trying not to spill it. Noticing how it feels then to keep that imprint in there using the core. Let's go for toe taps, 8 pulses, and then the 8-second hold. I'll start in the first layer, the beginner's layer, and then I'll go up if you want to go up with me. Palms up, shoulders relaxed. Here we go then. 2 toe taps. 4, 3, 2, imprint that lower back down, engage the core. 1, lift head and shoulders, pulse. Keep your tummy still. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slide fingers to knees, hold. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. Here we go again. If you want more tabletop this. 4 and 3. Still imprinting lower back. 2, 1. Pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. Toe tap. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Teasers if you want them. You've got halfway ones too. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. 2 more sets. 4 and 3, 2, 1. Pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 8, 7, 6, and breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release last time. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Breathe. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Take a full body stretch. Give everything a bit of a squeeze here. Point the toes. Squeeze your glutes. Pull your tummy in. Get your shoulders to touch your ears. Scrunch up your fists. Take a really big deep breath in. Scrunch up your face. And breathing out, just let go. Just softening down into the mat. Gonna bend the knees and heel slide. Hands on hips. Again, just noticing any changes with the hips. Are they wobbling? Are you still imprinting? Are you still engaging the core? Notice as well shoulders here. I mean, I'm just really focused there on the core and imprint, and I totally didn't realize I was so tense in the shoulders. So just see what's happening up at the neck and the shoulders. See if you can relax up there. Keep the tension into the core. If you want more than tabletop that, you could take elbows out to the sides. That feels like too much, you can take your heel slide with your arms out like this. And you've got your heel slide, you could put in a chest lift. And again, we can do that from the tabletop position. Elbows out to the sides. And as you lower your leg, you'll feel your core having to work really hard to keep those hips still. Breathing out as you extend. Try and keep their knees, the feet hip width apart. They'll want to drift over to the midline. Keep staying strong through the center. 3 more. Keep imprinting. Feet down, arms up to the ceiling, arms over the head. And then bringing it back to center. Again, let's start noticing if there's any tension in the shoulders. Is the chest or the rib cage lifting here? See if we can try and relax through the back. Keep the chest and the rib cage down. They're not lifting, they're not flaring. Breathing out as you go over. Start imprinting there with the lower back. Engage the core muscles. Find the pelvic floor. If you want more, then hug knees. And then you could do your one leg stretch from there. Everything lengthening. Or if you like it, the double legs here. Both legs extend, both arms over. Breathing out into that extension. Imprint that lower back down. Shouldn't be arching in the lower back here to get into the double leg. Two more. Feet on the mat, arms out to the sides, then both knees drop across to one side, center over to the other side. Just checking in here if you want a little bit more on core, tabletops, and then extend out to the sides. So there's your progressions if you want a little bit more. If you're feeling quite fatigued and you just feel like you need a rest at this point, you could just take knees over, stretch out the opposite arm to the other corner, and just take a stretch. So just checking in with your body, checking with your day. What has it been gathering and doing? Where's the tension? Do you need to rest or do you want to move? Okay, we're gonna hamstring stretch with bands. So I'm gonna introduce, some of you have done this with me anyway, but the long band, putting your foot into the long length of the band, because we've been doing a lot of, so that we look like that. Just because we've been doing a lot of calf walking and calf circuity stuff. Leg goes up to the ceiling, find your hamstring stretch. I'll just adjust my camera. Flex and point in there. Using that length, using that tension of the band. About 8 to 10 flex and points. Just being aware you're not lifting your bum off the floor. So your lower back and your bum are going down onto the mat. And then take the foot kind of a little bit inside and a little bit outside. Think about what we did earlier when we were doing the calf walk circuit, just playing with the muscles there in the ankles, so strengthening ankles. Inside, outside. And then swap legs. Hamstring stretch. Again, try not to lift your bum off. Also think about, again, just noticing your shoulders and your head. If your chin's lifting, just grab a cushion and put it behind your head. So we're just keeping an eye on the other kind of bits of tension as we're stretching. Flex and point. And then your inside, your outside. So let's stretch glutes. I don't think I've done them for a few weeks. And then I've got, some of you know what I'm going to do with the hip stretch off the back of this. It's got a new name though, I'll tell you the name in a minute. So glute stretch, taking that foot, if it helps, just to see on a bit of an angle, foot just above the knee. And then you can either push into this knee and the knee pushes into your hand, or grab underneath, hold on. So at first you might kind of crunch up to get into that position, but see if you can release the shoulders and bring the head back down afterwards. Just ironing out the breath. And then you place the foot back down, and then you allow this whole position to tilt over to the side. Hold on to the ankle, and then just reach the opposite hand up towards the your far corner. Yeah, so in a class the other day, this is called the cat's tail. I'm not really sure why. I think it's the bottom leg is like the tail. I'm not sure. Anyway. I just liked it. Nice stretch for the hips. Okay, let's go other side. Glute stretch. Just check you're flexing that top foot that's just above the knee. You're flexing that foot. It's not kind of just to protect the ankle, really. It's not just a baggy one. It's not a baggy foot. Then push into the knee push into hand, or if you prefer, thread through, lift the foot off the floor. Again, just thinking about relaxing through the shoulders, the neck. Check in with the chin as it lifting. See if you can find the length at the back of the neck. Then you can allow that to drop down, drop the foot down, hold on to the ankle, and then reach the other arm over to the far corner. I'm going to show you a new one, a new stretch here, but it's going to have a few little options in. I'm just going to move my mat around because I feel like this is going to be an easier way of demoing it, so you can exactly see what I'm doing. Or maybe on a bit of an angle. I did this one the other day and I found it pretty juicy, so I was going to show you it. Hug knee to chest. A little bit of an ankle circle here. We're going to do something with this ankle, so circle. Then open, so just a little bit of, take the knee out to the side. Then you're going to hold on to this ankle and you're going to drop that knee down internally. That's what it looks like. That's why I have to change my mat. It's not going to be for everyone. That is quite intense. It's a really, really interesting quad stretch. So if it's too difficult now, don't panic. It's something you can practice and kind of work into. It needs a bit of time as well to kind of ease into that one. But I just wanted to show you it in case anyone wanted any. Coming back to centre, we'll go other leg. Just in case you wanted any ideas for a little bit of homework stretching. Knee to chest. Ankle circles. Do the opening, so take the knee out to the side. So that's when we're kind of, because we're going to do work with the hips, so you kind of want to work into the hips, open them. Then holding onto the ankle internally, rotate with the knee and see if you can bring it down. Quite a lot going on in that one, so it's something to, if you like it, to have another little go, maybe later on in the week. If it feels a bit too much, no stress. You never have to do it again. Okay, coming back to centre then. Take a nice slow shoulder bridge, so bend the knees. Tilt the pelvis, pelvic tilt. I've gone over time, I've just realised. I'm just going to start trying this up. I just got too excited about all my new stretches. Take it nice and slow, just kind of massage there through the spine as we're coming to the end. Chin to chest. Hug the knees, rock or circle. Coming up. Option here if you want to do a couple of rollbacks. Again, think of it as a massage for the spine. So you're either coming down C-shape to upright or perhaps you're rocking over. Just to kind of re-energize. Doing quite a bit of stretching in there today. Lengthen out if you want, lengthen out over, lengthen out up. Just working with whatever feels good. I'm going to finish coming to face this way. I had a few more, but I'm going to save them. I'll save them for next week, don't worry. I know I get carried away. Let's spine twist. If you want, you could grab your cushion or grab a block. Get nice and upright. Hands at heart center. Breathing in, get nice and tall. Shoulders relax. Breathing out for your twist. Breathing in center. Breathing out twist. Hopefully it feels a bit easier in legs crossed today. We're doing lots of hip stretches. Last one. Coming to centre then. I'm just going to come off the block, last one, for a little bit of a Sufi grind. Just to finish. Take the rib cage, think of the rib cage here kind of circling. So not just the head, think of the shoulders. So almost it's a very good massage for kind of internally. Other way around. Last time. Hands, heart center, namaste. Thank you. Have a lovely week.